Good day, everyone. Today we're going to learn and understand the simple sentence structure. But before we proceed, let's have first our opening prayer. Father God, I come before you today asking for your presence to fill this room like sunlight breaking through the clouds. Open my mind wide so I can catch every drop of wisdom you're pouring out. Let my heart stay soft, not stubborn, like hard ground, but ready to grow whatever you plant in me. Ca- Calm my thoughts when they scatter like birds, and steady my focus so I don't drift. Thank you for this chance to learn and for guiding me every step. Amen. So now let's proceed to our motivational activity which called Build the Sentence. So all you have to do is arrange the words to form a grammatically correct sentence. So I have here three sentences. So the first one is It's the boy an apple. The second one is Reads the student a book. And lastly, Plays Maria basketball. So what is the right form of a sentence here? So the first one is the boy eats an apple. The second one is the student reads a book. And the last one is Maria plays basketball. So the question here is why is it important to arrange words correctly when forming a sentence? So today we will learn how to construct simple sentence by following the correct English grammar rules and sentence structure. For our learning objectives, so at the end of the lesson, students are expected to define and understand simple sentence structure. Next is apply grammar rules to correct error in simple sentence. And last is demonstrate understanding of simple structure by completing written grammar and translation exercise. So what is sentence structure? So sentence structure is a grammatical component that tells you exactly where and how each component of a sentence should be placed in order to blend and make sense. So, meaning, sentence structure is like uh, building a house with words. So, it should have a good sentence, needs a naming part like who and what, and also it have a telling part wherein what they do to make a complete to make a complete thought that makes sense. Also, sentence structure is the way words, phrases, and clauses are arranged in order to form a proper and clear sentences. While in simple sentence, it has one independent clause. So meaning to say, an independent clause. It is a group of words with a subject and a verb that expresses a complete thought. So always remember that in simple sentence, it can stand alone as a sentence. And now let's proceed to the parts of a sentence. So in every basic sentence, it has two main jobs. So these are the subject and the predicate. So in the subject, it could be a person, animal, or thing doing the action. So let's have here an example. So the child kept crying. So basically, the subject here is the child. while in predicate, it is the action words, what the subject is doing or what is happening. So let's say Anna can draw. So the predicate here is can draw because Anna have the ability to draw. And now we'll be moving to the grammar rules. So we have here four rules to remember in writing a sentence. So the first one is every simple sentence must have a subject and a predicate. So when you write a sentence, it must have a noun or a pronoun and the action taken by the doer. The next one is the verb must agree with the subject. So here, the verb must or should match the subject when writing a sentence. The third one is begin the sentence with capital letter. So always remember when writing a sentence, use the big or capital letter. And lastly, end the sentence with the correct punctuation mark. So use the right and appropriate punctuation mark when writing a sentence. Now you already understand how subject and verbs work together to form a correct sentences. So let's apply what have you learned in the lesson. So I have here two types of assessment. So the first one is you have to translate simple sentences from Filipino to English and apply appropriate grammar rules. So I have here three sentences. So the first one is ang aso ay natutulog sa ilalim ng lamesa. Second one is si Maria ay nagbabasa ng libro. The third one is ang mga estudyante ay nag-aaral ng kanilang leksyon. So all you have to do is to translate it in English and apply the grammar rules. And for the test 2, after you translate the following sentences, you have to identify the following translated sentences. So you have to identify the subject, verb, and the object. So let's answer the test A. So the correct answer for sentence number 1 is the dog is sleeping under the table. So if you are identify the following sentences, the correct answer is the dog should be subject and the verb is sleeping, while the object is the table. And the answer for number 2 is Maria is reading a book. So the subject here is Maria, the verb is reading, and the object is the book. And for the last sentence is the correct answer is the students are studying their lesson. So in subject, it could be the students, while the verb is studying, and lastly, the object is the lesson. Alright, you have reached the end of our lesson. I hope you learned something valuable and gained a better understanding of our topic. So remember to apply what you have learned in your activities and in your everyday communication. So to conclude, understanding simple sentence structure is important in developing clear and grammatically correct communication. So a simple sentence contains a subject and a predicate and expresses one complete thought. So by applying the correct grammar rules, learners can identify, translate, and construct simple sentence accurately. And that would be all for our discussion today.
Good morning, everyone. This is Teacher Dana, and today I'll be teaching sentence structure through audiolingual method. But before we start, let's first have our sentence of the day. Okay, so as you can see, for the girls, you should say beautiful, and for the boys, you should say handsome. Okay, do you get it? Okay, so let's start. One, two, three for the girls. I am beautiful today. Okay, great job. And for the boys, okay, let's have it. Okay, I am handsome today. All right, very good. So, this simple sentence is not just a sentence of the day, but also a reminder that we are always beautiful or handsome. Okay, and to start, let's have our lesson objectives. For our lesson objectives, we have three. First is we have to identify the basic parts of a simple sentence, which is the subject and the predicate, through oral drills. And for the second one, we should produce simple SVO sentences orally by substituting words in guided sentence patterns. And for the third one is students should participate actively in choral repetition, pair drills, and dialogue practice. For our lesson agenda, we have also three, which is the introduction, sentence structure, and of course, our task. So for the introduction, we will discuss sentence and its basic part for a short way, and then we will have also the sentence structure, which is our main topic. So we will discuss here the what is sentence structure and one of its type, which is the simple sentence. And for the third one, of course, we will have a practice through oral activity. All right, for our introduction, we have here the sentence, which is a sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought or idea, and it usually contains a subject and a verb, and it starts with a capital letter and ends with a punctuation mark like period, question mark, or an exclamation point. So for us to easily remember what a sentence is, it must have a complete thought or idea. Uh, so the subject and the verb, when it is combined to form a sentence, it should create a complete idea or a complete thought. So, as what I have mentioned earlier, a sentence is a combination of subject and verb or a predicate. So, basically, those are the two basic part of a sentence. So, let's first have the subject. So, what is a subject? So, a subject is either performing the action of the sentence or the one who is experiencing a state of being. So, in a short word, the subject can be a noun or a pronoun that thus the action. For example, Maria is eating rather, or she is writing. So here the subject is Maria, which is a noun because it is a person, and then she is writing, where she is the subject because it is a pronoun for a girl. Okay, that's correct. So let's proceed to the verb. All right, let's have here the predicate, or which we also consider as the verb. So a predicate is a part of a sentence or a clause that tells what the subject does, is, or is like. It always contains a verb and includes any objects, words, or phrases that relate to that action. Okay, so here, predicate is somehow considered or called also as the verb. So a verb is a word that expresses an action or state of being of a subject in a sentence. So for example, Maria sings beautifully. Okay? Second one, Anusha can draw. Okay, so what is the action there? What do you think? All right, that's correct. So for the first one, the predicate or the verb is sings. And for the second one, it is draw. Okay. So now that we already know the two basic parts of the sentence, which is the subject and predicate, we will now move to our important topic, which is the sentence structure. Sentence structure is a grammatical component that tells you exactly where and how each component of a sentence should be placed in order to blend and make sense. And according to the Collins Dictionary, a sentence structure is the grammatical arrangement of words in a sentence. And in other words, the sentence structure is what defines the way a sentence will look and sound. So basically, sentence structure is the word formation or word patterns when it is combined to create a sentence. So, sentence structure is important when we try to create a sentence because it has uh, different types. And sentence structure allows us also to create meaningful sentences or simple sentences. So, for us to further understand what is a sentence structure, let's talk about one of its type, which is the simple. All right, so here is one of the types of sentence structure, which is the simple sentence. So, what is a simple sentence? It is a type of sentence structure which contains just a single independent clause. Okay, so for us to understand a simple sentence, what do we mean by independent clause? So, independent clause contains a subject and a verb and expresses a complete thought. Oh, that's simple, right? From the word simple sentence, we can now easily think or form in our minds that simple sentence uh, is just a combination of a simple subject and a simple verb. It just needs to create a complete thought. All right. So, for us to fully understand what is simple sentence, let's have its examples. All right? So, here are the examples of simple sentences. Let's have the first one. So, which is I eat rice. Okay, another again. I eat rice. Okay, as you can see, we have there the subject I, and the verb eat, eat, and we have the additional information which is rice. So here we have the complete thought of that someone is eating rice. Okay, another one. For the second one, she or she reads a book. Okay, she reads a book. All right, so we have there the pronoun she and the verb reads and the object book. Okay, so let's have the third one. Let's read the third to fifth one. So they play basketball. We we clean the room. The dog chase the cat. Okay, so those are the example of simple sentences. Okay, so always remember that simple sentences require one verb, one subject, one verb, and if you can add object, it is okay. But the thing is, it must have a complete thought. So I hope that you can understand and identify an example of simple sentences. So if you do you guys understand? Okay. So if you understand, do you have any questions for teacher? Okay, anyone? If I hear none, then we will proceed to our oral activity. Okay, since no one is raising their hands, so we will proceed to our oral activity. Alright. What can you see? Anyone? What can you see in the picture? What? Alright, that's correct. It is a boy and a girl. So, what's the connection of that picture for our oral activity? So, here I have uh, a sentence and we will substitute some words to create another simple sentence. So, again, I have one sentence and multiple words that we can use to substitute to create another sentence. All right, so let's see. So here we have what we call the subject substitution. So here we have the model sentence I eat rice. Okay, can you see? Can you read? I eat rice. All right. So here I have here set of words that I will show, and then you must use it to substitute so we can form another sentence. For example, I have here the word she. So instead of saying I eat rice, we will say she eats rice. Okay, and again, for the word they, they eat rice. Okay, so as you can see, we are substituting uh, words in the category of subject. So she is a pronoun, they is a pronoun. So you can see John eats rice. Now we have a person to use. So it is an example of a subject because it is a noun. Okay, so again, let's start from the beginning. Okay, she eats rice. For the word they eat rice. For the pronoun we eat rice. For the noun John, a boy, John eats rice. Okay, and for the word my brother, so my brother eats rice. Okay, good job, kids. So, if you want another one, let's proceed to the next oral for our next oral activity. What can you see in the screen? Anyone? Yes. Okay, that's correct. That is a book. Okay, so just like what we did earlier, I have here a sentence and we will substitute certain words to create another simple sentence. So here the sentence is I read a book. So we have here the different verbs because what we have here is the verb substitution. So instead of read, we will say I write a book. Second, I buy a book. Third, I carry a book. I open a book. And for the last one, let's say I borrow a book. Okay, good job, everyone. And it seems like everyone is having a great time with our substitution drills. Okay, so that would be uh, all for our oral activity, and I hope you learn how to use and how to articulate or create simple sentences using the subject and the verb. Okay, and to sum up our discussion for today's lesson, so what we have learned is what is a sentence, the two basic parts of a sentence, which is the subject and the predicate, or what we know as the verb. We also tackled about the sentence structure, which is somehow the word formation in forming a sentence with a complete thought. And of course, we had the different examples of simple sentences and, of course, our oral drill. So I hope you learned something from today's lessons. So once again, thank you, everyone, and God bless. So always remember that we are beautiful and we are handsome. Once again, this is Teacher Dana, and thank you, everyone.
Hello everyone, good morning. Once again, I am your Sir Romel. And for today's discussion, we'll be discussing the sentence structure, understanding basic sentence patterns, and subject-verb-object using direct method. So, for today's discussion, we are guided by our learning objectives. So by the end of the lesson, learners are expected to use simple sentence to form proper sentence structure. Construct a basic sentence structure during class discussion using only the target language. Third one is respond to teacher-led questions and prompts using complete grammatically correct and direct sentences using only traditional grammatical translation. And the fourth one is differentiate between correct and incorrect sentence patterns. And before we continue to our main discussion, I have here prepared a pretest for you to answer. So for the instruction, choose and then circle your best answer. So rely only on your own grammar power. So here, you need to encircle or at least to highlight your best answer, and we will see if you got the correct answer. Okay, time is up, everyone. So now let us check whether you got the correct answer. Alright, thank you, everyone. So for those who got the correct answer, congratulations. And for those who did not got the correct answer, please listen to our discussion for today about the sentence structure. So again, what is sentence structure? So sentence structure is the arrangement of words to make a complete and clear thought using the subject-verb-object pattern. So our key elements of simple sentences are: it expresses a unified, independent thought. So meaning, when we communicate, we only use a simple yet direct sentence to deliver our message to the recipients. And next, we follow direct target language word order. So we lessen the use of ambiguous words, of course, to prevent misunderstanding and too much use of words. And lastly, of course, to avoid translation dependency by relying on basic SVO components. So you may be wondering, what is SVO? So again, SVO is subject, verb, object, pattern. So what is SVO? Subject is the doer of the action, and verb is the action word. So the subject and the verb in a sentence must match in number. But sir, where is the object? The object is the receiver of the action word. So in this slide, I have here the example of what is subject, verb, object to make it easier for you guys. So again, subject is the doer of the action. For example, is I and she or he. The I, the she, or the he is the doer of the action, which is the subject. So, that's so easy. Next, we have the verb or the action word. Example is eat or picks. I eat fries. I eat apple. She picks a flower. So again, the verb is the action word. Next, we have, of course, the object. As I said, object is the receiver of the action. For example, I eat fries and she picks a flower. So, again, the object is the receiver of the action. So lastly, we have the basic part of sentences, which is the subject and the predicate. So the subject is the person, place, things, or idea that performs the action or about which something is stated. For example, again, is I or she. And next we have the predicate. So the predicate tells what the subject does or contains the action word or the verb and the object receiving the action. So for example, is it fries or picks a flower? So for the example, I eat fries, once again, the subject is I, the verb is eat, which is the action word, and the object which receives the action word is fries. So again, in the example, she picks a flower, the she is the subject and the word picks is the verb and the object that receives the action word is the word a flower. So that is basically the sentence structure in using direct method. The direct method trains learners to form complete sentence structure inductively and automatically through continuous oral practice and context and through direct association. So this eliminates native language translation, lag, and treating syntax as an active habit rather than an abstract set of grammar. So, that would be all for our today's online discussion. I hope you understand and get to learn about making a simple yet very engaging sentence structure using direct method.